Okay, so we've been spending a lot of the last few moments talking about how we control the sheep and the dogs. And we're, remember, in an enlightened state, and it's important that we don't get infected by that toxic energy, all that spin and transposition, really the psychotic behavior. So how do we, like a snake protects itself against its own venom, how do we protect ourselves against that? And this is important because sometimes we are dealing with what we call gold collar workers, people who really are almost at the orchestrator level, who we don't deal with at that level. And also, whenever we go to make decisions, we want to make sure we make those decisions from wisdom and not fear and ego and emotions. And it's so important for us to stay in that enlightened state. And so it's really important to have a very high emotional intelligence. So really, let's talk about the antidote. Let's talk about ways that we can make sure that this very same tactics that we use on other people are not used on us. And so let's review some of those very briefly. And some of these should be very obvious. Get rid of losers and people with bad energy. Out the door. No victim excuse, no victim energy. If you're codependent with somebody, sever codependent relationships, identify it, sever it. A work balance, joy, music, follow a hobby, really find something that really moves your heart. Remember, you're a human. You're a high-level individual. You gotta really be moved. Harp strings, music, whatever it may be. Consequences for those who make you feel bad. Consequences. Progress, not perfection. Have compassion for yourself. No drama, no gossip, none of that. That's all over the airwaves and TV shows. It's very good at keeping sheep and dogs in their state, but it is not good for us. It's very toxic. Find your passion and your patience. Some emotional tactics. If you're living in a hostile household, get out. Do not put up with any crap from your spouse or anybody in your family, including your children. If you care about your children, if they complain about toys, take them away from them. Eliminate shame, guilt, and blame have no purpose in your life. Under any circumstances, unless you've killed somebody or done something that is truly, truly heinous, you do not deserve any shame, guilt, and blame. There's plenty of that going around. All of your feelings are okay. We as men especially have been programmed to not honor our feelings. Every single one of your feelings is perfectly fine, I can assure you. Uncover your dark side. If you feel the need to get off on some perversion, remember there's very important information there. Go ahead and do it. It's natural. Believe me, it's natural. What the world believes is the unnatural thing out there at that level. And remember, who are you? Stay at that third level, the level that God had wanted you to be at when you ate that apple. We're special, and people are going to hate us for it. Hate us for being special. So it's important to find like-minded people, like people in this room, people who are different than you, but like-minded. And finally, keep your problems at home or clean them up. If your spouse, for example, gives you a bunch of crap, and you bring that into the office, and you come in here and you give me a bunch of crap, and if I'm not paying attention, I'm going to take that crap and I'm going to pass it off to the guy who works for me, and he's going to pass that bad energy off to the guy who works for him. And it's going to go down, 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 until the lowly worker bee, who doesn't deserve it really, they're just happy doing their sheep thing. They don't deserve it. They're going to take it home, and they're going to yell at their spouse, and the spouse is going to yell at the kid, and the kid's going to kick the dog. And I kind of like dogs, and I don't think the dog deserves it. Not that kind of dog. So what we do is we ensure that people who come in have training in emotional intelligence and in coaching and whatever it takes. And if they're not interested in that, then they're not the right people. It's a good filter. Very important.